All right, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the More Life Podcast. I'm Barney for you around here. And let's do a catch-up video of what's been going on in this special kind of impromptu video where I want to explain where I've been, what's going on. I'm so thankful for, number one, the community that I've been able to build here on YouTube, and I've had some people, ask about what happened to the videos we were posting all the time. And there's been so many cool things that have happened, at the end of last year, 2023. We reached our 100th episode, and then we kind of just fizzled out and kind of disappeared. So I'm here with the tea. I also want to talk very much about how we're leveraging this moment to kind of help us get back on track. Because we have fallen off of the proverbial horse, and a lot of things have happened for us to reach to that point. So, number one, I've always wanted to have an open relationship with the camera and talk to you guys and the people that leave comments. I really do appreciate it. It's like it's the best social media platform because we're able to just dialogue and have conversations, and people reach out when they don't see videos. So number one, I always want to share the process of what's happening as it's happening. And that's no different here. We've had a lot of different things happen in the business and in my pursuit of onlineness. And it's really meaningful to be able to come back and to talk and to share what's been going on. So the short answer is burnout, right? Burnout happens. It's super real, where the creative juices, and even more than that, the momentum of those creative juices starts to dwindle and starts to fizzle out. And for the past maybe 8-9 months, there's been lots of burnout and in that recovery phase. I want to make note of a few different aspects of what burnout is. Burnout is when you are reaching your capacity and staying there too long, where you are now exceeding the point where your recovery is helping refresh you. And I was doing that in multiple ways. Our business, the podcast, my family life, my health, my financial situation, all these things were at capacity, and any type of rest or break that I was taking was not allowing me to be motivated to recoup that energy to keep going. So you end up having burnout. And maybe you too feel the same way, where you feel like, man, I've been doing X, Y, and Z, and I feel like I've been running so hard and for so long that now that I can't recoup the energy that I'm expelling every single day, week, month, whatever it is. So I've done a few things systematically to try to get myself, correct this navigational system, because we got adrift and we were kind of sailing anywhere and everywhere. And this video is more about how I can maybe share some insights and how I can maybe tell you what I'm doing now to kind of get back on the horse. We were swimming in very, very, very deep waters here with the business, where things that used to work were kind of working, and those things that kind of worked kind of stopped working, and then those things that kind of stopped working. Nothing lasts forever. We've been very, very fortunate. I've said this so many times on the podcast, that we've been very fortunate to be able to live off of referrals, have a somewhat okay pipeline, have organic SEO help us. But sometimes things just kind of work together to hold you back. And I like to think that I made all the right choices, or I would do the same things over again, but I don't know. The hindsight's 2020. I don't know what I would actually change. But the fact of the matter, is we had back-to-back down quarters that kind of led us into a spiral. Down quarters meaning the amount of leads we were receiving, the amount of leads we could convert, and the amount of general overall revenue we were producing as an agency. It led us to have tough conversations, letting go of staff, people that work with me. It halted a lot of our internal projects. It took us, so long for us to launch our new website for Creative Partner, and we're still haven't launched the new More Life podcast website, as well as my personal website. There's so many little things that are kind of just slowed down because we're out of the rhythm. Rhythm is a very important thing because that helps drive momentum. And when you have momentum, it helps you reach the next milestone or goal. If you've ever seen someone who's done rock climbing, sometimes it requires them to kind of swing like a pendulum, because then they can reach one other marker and then swing another way to reach the next marker. They couldn't do it if they were not swinging. So that momentum is what we needed, and we didn't have that driving force helping us. That was just kind of like a third-party, non-existent, invisible thing that was just like, little wins can help you get bigger wins. And we really focused on trying to rectify the momentum portion. And we did lots of things. We tried so many different aspects of revising our sales process, of reaching out to different clientele. Like we tried a lot of different things, and we still found ourselves losing momentum. The momentum that we needed to survive was dwindling away. And as a leader, there's many different ways that you can view this. You can put this as a personal attack or a reflection of your capabilities. But ultimately, those things don't necessarily help you discover what you should do next. So, like I said, this is a short video, but I want to share, here's what I'm doing to kind of help me regain momentum, reshift priorities, and kind of get ourselves back on track. So I can't speak for everyone who's gone through something like this, or you've never gone through something like this where you feel kind of burnt out, business is slow, you don't have necessarily the juice to kind of kickstart something. But the first thing that you have to do is that you have to admit that you're in deep waters. We were in uncharted territory, but admission of that is to say, hey, things are bad, okay? Things are not going the way that we plan. I'm a very goal and plan-oriented person, so we knew right away when we were deviating off course. I can pinpoint the exact week of the month of the year, exactly when it happened. Or I was like, this is odd, because we've now gone through a threshold where we did not get a new lead, and that time to close a deal was further longer than what we normally see. And we're like, we've never had that happen. I'm pretty confident in my sales practices. But again, I'm not a perfect person. You can notice the trend when it was starting. So we were very much in a unique position where we had to realize, okay, this is different. Something is happening. The next thing that I would say to do if you're realizing that you're in burnout and you are burning out is to rely on your discipline, because you don't have the motivation. Sometimes when you don't have heart, you have to use your brain. And sometimes when you don't have brain, you got to use your heart. When you have a tough decision to make and you've been thinking and mulling it over, that's when it's good to bring your heart into the scenario. And vice versa is very much true. Sometimes when I don't got the heart, the passion, the will, the drive to do what I know I'm supposed to do, rely on what you know, rely on your brain. Well, what is the most practical, logical thing that I can do right now? And try to use the disciplines and the systems and processes that you've set up to kind of help guide you. Let your goals lead you so that you can feel at least you're taking steps and you're not just, it's like treading water. The moment you stop moving, you start sinking. So you want to keep moving. And if you don't know or feel like you can keep moving, well, do the little basic routine stuff that you do. Maybe that's for you is like, get up, get dressed, go get a cup of coffee, or you do writing on a certain day. Do those things as you would, and try to be aware that it may not be as good or as fruitful as what you've been able to see before. That's okay. But you don't want to fall off so hard that you can't get back up, right? So it's okay to be at a slower pace. It's okay to maybe not feel like what you're doing is matching how you're feeling, but it's good for you to still do the things, even if it's a little bit. Maybe you would spend a whole day writing. Well, maybe spend 30 minutes writing. Be kind to yourself, okay? You're gonna get through this, but you have to be kind to yourself. The next thing is something I saw on my daughter's wall in her room. And it says, ask yourself what somebody who loves themselves would do. And I guess it's a reminder that she's using for herself to kind of help encourage her. That is probably one of the best things that I think you can take from this whole video, actually. When I was feeling like I don't really know what the next right thing I should be doing to kind of help my business, I would stop and I would ask myself, what would somebody who was confident, somebody who was smart, somebody who was experienced as an agency owner do in this situation? The beauty of this is that you are removing yourself from being in the situation and you're on the outside looking in. So whatever you need for your situation of burnout, ask yourself, what would a confident person, or maybe somebody who has owned an agency for many years, do in a situation like this? You'll be surprised at how your mind can kind of remove you and allow you to see yourself in a bigger, clearer picture, so you can kind of say, oh, wait, I see something that I otherwise wouldn't see because I'm in the middle of the chaos. Because burnout is a form of chaos. You have spun out of control in the equilibrium or the balance of work, heart, play, mind, stress, release, euphoria. All these things are now out of balance, all the aspects of your life. So like I said, like whatever characteristic that you feel you need to help you in your burnout, think of that. What would that characteristic be like if you could take yourself out of the situation? I wrote down some notes here. I'm going to just look at my phone real quick. It says, for us, the things that we were focusing on, when I'm asking myself, what would a blank or experience, which is what I was thinking, what would experienced agency owner do in this situation? I was thinking, okay, we have to focus on our efficiency and our pipeline, okay? Efficiency and pipeline. When I removed myself from the chaos of my work, I was able to identify, okay, we are not being as efficient as we think we are, which is leading to profit loss, which is leading to loss of sales, which is leading to loss of leads. So taking a moment to identify, okay, what can we do to rectify this? How do we solve a problem like this? Number one, how can we do more with less? Or how could we leverage people that have specific skills, right? What other untapped skills or people that can help you are you not using right now? Are our goals still in alignment with our current situation or circumstance? And how can we re-warm our warm leads that are cooling off? That's what we really were focusing on. We were trying to manage the loss of efficiency and the loss of throughput in our pipeline. And is it perfect now? I'm here now, months later. No, it's not. Is it better now? Yeah, it is. Are we doing things to actively help us be more efficient and help our pipeline? 100%. Did it help me get out of my funk? Yeah. these small little wins that you can identify by stepping out of your chaos is going to allow you to feel worthy. I don't know if this is the right word or not. Feeling like you deserve to win. This might be just therapy for me. It's just you and I here talking. Being worthy of success starts inward. It starts on the inside. So you want to uplift yourself a little bit and say, you can do this. You can not just identify problems, but solve them. So we worked at implementing, and not just identifying, but implementing strategic things to help us. Lastly, I want to say, keep the humanity. You are a person, I'm a person, we're all just people. You got to be kind to yourself. Here's what I've learned in my 38 years of living on planet Earth. Everything is cyclical. There are good times and there are bad times. There are joyous times and there are times when you're sad. There are times of joy and happiness, times of grieving and despair. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. Your life, your relationship, your business, your success, it will go good, it will get worse, it will get better. You can do this, I can do this. Burnout is not something I would want anyone to feel long term, because you can really get into a bad place. But you do gotta get up, get dressed, and get to work. Small steps are okay. Rest and recouping is okay. But get up, get dressed. Let's get to work. This too shall pass. I've been Bart. Peace out.